The call came while I was rinsing a single glass. Just one. I like finishing what I start. My wife didn't bother with hello. My mother thinks you're a burden, she said. A pause. Calculated. And honestly, I agree. The word burden settled into the room like dust. Old. Heavy. I watched the water swirl down the drain, clear and obedient. I didn't react. Good to know, I said. Silence. She was waiting for something. A crack. A plea. A raised voice she could point at later and say, "See? This is why." I gave her nothing. Got it? I hung up before she could add the blade twist. My reflection in the dark window didn't blink. I looked lighter, as if something had finally named itself and stepped aside. That night, I made butter chicken from memory. My mother's recipe. Slow. Patient. The kind that stains your fingers yellow and your thoughts sharp. Sunday dinner was 4 days away. I had time. The disrespect wasn't new. It had been rehearsed for years, small cuts dressed as concern. Her mother's sighs when I spoke. Her sister's jokes about my simple ambitions. My wife's smiles that never reached her eyes when money came up. I had been the quiet man who married up. The husband who didn't match the family photographs. The son-in-law whose presence required explanation. What they didn't know, what my wife never bothered to learn, was that silence is not absence. It's storage. At dinner, my wife sat close to her mother. A physical alignment. Her hand brushed mine only when eyes were on us. Performance, intimacy. Her father chewed slowly. Watching. Always watching. Conversation drifted to Thanksgiving plans. My daughter-in-law's voice crackled through speakerphone, sharp and amused. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes," she shouted, laughter spilling behind her words. I lifted my glass. "Enjoy," I said. More laughter. Louder. Crueler. My wife didn't look at me. She never did when the knives came out. I felt it then, not pain. Clarity. They weren't mocking me. They were counting on me. I don't confront. I confirm. That week, I moved through my days like a man already gone. Smiled when necessary. Spoke when addressed. At night, I worked. Bank records first. Not mine. Hers. I found the withdrawals. Small. Regular. Routed through accounts her mother managed. Family finances, they called it. Trust. Then the messages. Deleted but not erased. A pattern of deference. Apologies from my wife to her mother for me. For my existence. I pulled property records from Zurich. Clean. Discreet. In my name. The villa had been finished for months. I never mentioned it because I wanted to see how far contempt would travel when it thought it was safe. I watched my wife complain about money while buying handbags that could pay a semester's tuition. I listened to her mother suggest I contribute more while siphoning funds meant for our future. And still, I said nothing. Because patience is power without witnesses. Sunday came again. Dinner was louder this time. Confident. My wife wore her favorite smile, the one she used when she believed the outcome was settled. Her father stood mid-meal. Fork down. Napkin folded. He looked at her. Why does the Zurich property deed list only his name? The table went silent. Not a dramatic silence. A vacuum. My wife's smile collapsed. Not slowly. Instantly. Her mother's hand froze above her plate. I sipped water. "I thought you knew," I said softly. "It's mine." My wife stared at me as if seeing a stranger step out of a familiar body. "You said we were." I said I was handling investments. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. No sound. Her father sat down without a word. The photos went live that night. Alpine morning light. Stone terraces. A table set for one. The kind of luxury that doesn't beg for attention, it assumes it. My phone rang. Once. 10 times. 30. 71 missed calls by dawn. Texts followed. Apologies disguised as confusion. Confusion dressed as concern. Why didn't you tell us? We're family. This hurts us. I answered none. When I finally spoke to my wife, my voice was calm. You agreed I was a burden, I said. So I unburdened you. She cried. Loud. Uncontrolled. The sound of someone realizing the rules had changed without her permission. You planned this? She whispered. I smiled at the accuracy. I left without ceremony. No speeches. No forgiveness. No revenge monologue. Just absence. From Zurich, the air is thinner. Cleaner. You hear yourself think. I cooked the same butter chicken in a kitchen that echoed only with intention. Sometimes I think about that word burden. It was never an insult. It was a confession. And when the phone stopped ringing, I knew the truth had finally learned to sit quietly at the table. I finished my glass. Alone. Unburdened.